All right, welcome to a lesson on proportion. This is going to help us become better at drawing in general, but especially better at drawing the human face. I'm going to pre-apologize because I have to jump through some of these slides and jump backwards, but just follow along with me and you should be okay. Now, proportion is all about the relationships of sizes and numbers. And to me, this definition is kind of hard to understand. It's like, what are you talking about? So I'm going to start off with examples so you can understand and relate to this. Think about the relationship of sizes and amounts of things. So let's talk something that you probably like, cupcakes. You could see a relationship of sizes of cake to frosting. Now, personally, I'm more of a cupcake lover like this category where you have like a good amount of cake and just a little bit of frosting, but some people love like a little bit of cake and a ton of frosting. But as you can see, we can start to see a size relationship between cake and frosting. Okay, now if you ever order like commercial cupcakes like from Safeway or something, there's a size relationship there. Typically, the height of the cake on that cupcake is about equal to the height of the frosting. You can even see it on this one. The height of the cake is about equal to the height of the frosting. So hopefully you're starting to see size relationships. If that didn't resonate with you, then talk pizza. Some people like a thicker crust pizza. That's a size, a thick crust pizza. Some people like a thin crust pizza. And there's also amounts that you can think about. Some people love like a ton of cheese on their pizza. And some people love a ton of sauce on their pizza instead and just a little bit of cheese. So there's all kinds of like size relationships of like sauce to cheese to crust, okay? Now, in nature, you'll also start to see these. And in nature and in math and in science, something that you can probably connect with is triangles. You probably learned about these already, okay? There's size relationships in triangles. If you look at an equilateral triangle, you know it's equilateral because all its sides are equal and all its angles are equal, okay? You can probably tell an isosceles triangle because there's a relationship of two sides of it. Two sides of an isosceles triangle are equal, and therefore two of its angles are also equal. Now, you'll see these kinds of relationships in nature as well. Let's skip down here. Now, I know you know giraffes, and giraffes have long necks. And if somebody goes to just try and draw a giraffe from their brain, they'll go, oh, okay, I can draw a giraffe. I'll give an animal with a really long neck. And that's all good and well, and you can kind of tell this person attempted to draw a giraffe, but it's still very often awkward. Here's why. The length, yes, giraffes have really long necks, but if you actually look at the length of its neck, it's about equal to the length of its legs. So if you're going to draw a giraffe correctly in proportion, you have to make sure that its neck is about equal to the length of its leg. It didn't happen here in these drawings, and it definitely didn't happen there. Now, human beings, we have all kinds of relationships of our body parts. Okay, now let's see here. For example, actually your wingspan, your arm span is equal to your height. And you'll see that here with this person. Here we go. See, that's their height. They measured their height and it's equal to how wide their arms fit. Okay, and you'll see another person soon. Here we go. That's her height. She's checking her height. It's about how tall she is. And if she stretches out her arms, it's about equal to her height. There's some other ones. If you didn't know this, the length of your hand is actually about 1/10 of your height. That's why if you're taller, you therefore have bigger hands because your hand is 1/10 of your height. If you're a tall person, you're going to have bigger hands. I don't know if you know Michael Jordan. He is a very famous basketball player, very tall person, and he had very big hands, okay? Here's a fun one. The length of your foot is about 1/7 of your height, which is about equal to like the height of your head. So if you put your foot up to your head, it'd be about the same length as your head and your face. And overall, your height, your head is about 1/7 or 1/8 of your height. So you're about 1/8 of your head's tall. Okay, your head's tall, not somebody else's. So this is a really good example to show you the idea of proportion. If you're taller, you're going to have a bigger head, you're going to have bigger hands, and you're going to have bigger feet. If you're smaller, this person says she's really short. Her head is still about 1/7 to 1/8 of her whole total height. And as you can see, because she is a shorter person, her head is therefore smaller compared to his. He's taller. Her hands, you can tell, are smaller than his. And her feet